Good morning. Hope you had your cup of coffee, and hope your day or your evening, whenever you're watching this, is going well or going to go well. Wish you all the best, of course. Wanted to talk to you about a subject that's been on my mind. I mean, a lot of subjects obviously are on my mind as well. I want to address this to you. And you probably noticed this in the title, that, you know, if you're watching this video or even if you're just curious about it, it says is primarily targeted to men that are alone or that are lonely, of all ages. And I wanted to obviously speak out and speak to you if you're in this category or these two categories. And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying these two categories, because they're not the same. So before I begin, lonely and alone are two different things, right? Alone is basically you're a one person, right? You're doing things alone. You are comfortable in your own body, right? You're comfortable being by yourself, which is a very strong trait that not a lot of people have, and they need to start mastering this. And that's the thing, right? Is that people can't seem to fathom that they're alone, like they can do things by themselves, or they can't fathom that, hey, why is this guy by himself? Why doesn't he have that many friends? Why doesn't he do this? Blah, 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 all that stuff, right? So that is a strong feature, a strong thing to have, and that actually makes you dangerous too, if you have this ability to be on your own and to actually fend for yourself. And this is a good trait to have, because when you get older, and you know, maybe the older generation that's watching this video would realize that the amount of friends that you have and the amount of family that you have and the amount of people that you know, they start to diminish, they start to disappear for some reason. And there's no need to bog down on why that happens. It's more of a reality of life. And I think it's because people start getting involved into their own life, and they start realizing that they're running out of time. I think that's one of the main culprits of it, is that people start to realize that they're running out of time, and then they start to I wouldn't want to say selfish is the word, but I think that it's more like they're trying to achieve their goals and objectives as much as they can before they die, right? Or maybe it's because they don't care, right? And that's another part as well that I want to talk to you. But addressing that alone part is a strong trait to have, and I suggest that for everybody, even if you're married, even if you're in a marriage, even if you have a partner, whatever the case is, you have children, whatever, you need to have some good quality alone time, me time, understanding yourself. And it's very important, because the moment, imagine now you live in a life, the moment that you have all these friends, all these people around you, and all of a sudden you're gone. You have to go to another country. You have to go to another city because it's an amazing opportunity, like a lucrative financial opportunity for a job, or you have to go somewhere for whatever reason and you don't know anybody there. You're always dependent on someone to keep you entertained, right? What's gonna happen to you? You're gonna freak out. You're gonna be like, shit, what do I do with my life? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Right? So you need to be comfortable in your skin, and this is the trait, one of the biggest traits that alone people have. Now, I'm going to shift over to the lonely people, and I think that's primarily 75% of what this video is going to be, is to all the people that are lonely. I'm talking about all the lonely men, okay? I'm going to make a separate video for women, maybe down the road. But I want to prioritize on men, because obviously I'm a man myself, I'm a male myself, and I care about you. I really do. I really care about you. Honestly, I swear to God. You don't know me. I don't know you, but I know from a brother to a brother, from a man to a man, right? You feeling lonely could be depressing. You know, you probably don't have friends. You probably don't have family members. You probably don't have any kids. You probably don't have any prospects for a wife or a girlfriend or whatever. But you want to know something? You are worthy of love. You are worthy of who you are, and you are a unique person. The fact that you alone are different from everybody else, that you were born and brought on this earth, you were not born and brought on this earth to be depressed, to be upset about this fact. In fact, cherish this time. Cherish this time, these times of loneliness. Why? Because your mindset is going to be clear. You need to realize that life only comes once, right? And I don't want you, even the younger lonely people, the people that literally are watching it, even in their teenage years, early 20s, whatever. I don't want you to go in your old age and be like, man, I wasted so much time being upset about being lonely, being upset of not having friends, being upset that no one in my family cares about me, being upset that, no one calls me on my birthday, or no one does this or that for me, whatever, right? You understand what I'm saying? And I've done that. I've done that when I was younger. And I regret it so much. I regret the fact that I used to, there are times I would like weep and cry over, like, I was very young, of course, right? And I would weep and cry, and I would be so upset and whatever. And I realized to myself, I'm like, wait a minute. As I got older, I'm like, imagine if I didn't weep and cry, or if I didn't become depressed about it, or if I didn't like say to myself, oh, I'm lonely. Imagine if I just did something about it. Like, as in, if I wanted to make friends, sure. All right. If I wanted to pursue new hobbies, sure. And I suggest that part, to be honest, because when you pursue new hobbies, let's say, for example, you pursue new hobbies that you're very passionate about, you can make friends in those hobbies too, right? So that's that because I remember growing up as kids, how did we make friends? Oh, whoever's riding a bike around the neighborhood, that was our friend, because they rode a bike. You understand what I'm saying? Or whoever was across from the street, that was our neighbor, that was our friend, right? So that's how we defeated loneliness. We defeated the idea of being alone, or being lonely, sorry, as a kid. But to you being lonely, and if you're feeling upset, down, like, I know, like, there are some people out there, they're saying that, I don't have anybody in my life. I don't have parents that are there for me. My parents are separated, or my parents are there but they're not talking to me as much, or my siblings don't care about me, or I'm lonely in this country, I'm lonely in this situation, I don't have really real friends, or whatever the case is. I need to ask you something, okay? Anybody that has would you rather have fake love, fake people reaching out to you just for the sake of it, or actually in genuine concern? Just picture this for yourself. Imagine if you had all the people that potentially all the figures that imagine you found out that they were calling you, they were talking to you, they're engaging with you, they were meeting with you because they were either bored, or because they had to, because they didn't want to hurt your feelings. How sad is that? You need to have people that love you. You need to have people that are genuinely there for you. And there are a couple of things I gotta say about, especially about, family. Okay, I'm gonna talk about two separate things. Friends, there's a lot of fake people that you're gonna realize in your life that are snakes in your life, man. Right? That you meet on a daily basis. And there's a saying where if you literally are in a company, in a circle, and they're talking shit about other people, meaning they're making fun of someone other outside of your circle, they're making fun about you as well. 100% they are. Okay? So you need to get that through your mind. All right? Second thing is, your friends are tested in your dark times, right? If you even have any friends. I remember I got laid off one time, and I had a whole bunch of friends. Okay? I still meet them, but I don't give a shit, to be honest anymore. I do it more for family and stuff like that, really, to be straight up. I did tell everybody I got laid off. Not a single person said to me, hey, send me your resume, I'll send it over to my HR manager. That's the bare minimum that any friend would at least do. A true friend, right? But no one gave a shit. So what I said to myself, I was like, okay, these were trying times, because I literally got married a year before that, right? And I needed money, and no one was there, and I had to fend for myself. Now, here is the dangerous part about being lonely. You become dangerous. That's the dangerous part, right? Because here's the thing, when you're lonely, okay, and I know you're looking at this video right now, you're like, for some people, they're probably like, wait, what is it? Like I feel sad or I feel upset about this or whatever. There's going to be one point where a flame's going to ignite in you and it's going to be like, you know what? No one's going to freaking do it for me. No one's going to ask about me. I might as well do it myself. Now, when you start doing things yourself on your own accord, by your own money, by your own efforts, by whatever the case is, you start to see people as in, you need to prove to me that I'm worthy of your company now. You need to prove to me. And that's the mindset that I'm having, right? Literally, I could tell my wife, listen, you can literally put me in a room and for 7 days, a month or whatever, and stare at the wall. I'll stare at the wall. I'm good with that. I know that sounds very weird and psychotic, but I've been through a lot of shit in my life where I'm just like, bro, you know what? Ignorance is bliss. I like bliss. I like peace. I like the peace with myself. So I'm good with that, right? And you're going to achieve that one day too. Whoever is a lonely young male, right? You're going to achieve that. And I promise you, you're going to be stronger than ever. But you need to start somewhere. And where do you start? You start somewhere where things need attention. So for example, let's say for instance, you know, you're like, hey, you know what? I'm lonely. I wish I had a girlfriend. Okay? I wish I had a wife. I don't believe in dating personally, but I'll just say stick to I wish I had a wife, or I wish I had a spouse. That's someone I could, you know, come home to, whatever the case is, right? Now, before you get into that, you need to ask yourself a couple questions. Am I the best version of myself, or am I working on the best version of myself? Because remember, sometimes what happens, we slip off, right? We're not the best fit condition. We're not in the best health condition. We're not in the best financial condition, all this stuff, right? But am I working towards something, right? If you are, okay, you would be potentially fit for marriage, right? Now, second thing is, where are you looking for? What are you looking for in a marriage, right? Are you looking for a partner just to spend time with and just to have company with? Are you looking to have children? Are you looking to... These are many questions you need to ask yourself, okay? Now that's one side. Now if there's other questions as well, like, hey, I don't have any friends, or I don't have enough money, or I don't have, you know, I didn't get to enjoy a lot of my hobbies or my time or whatever. Then you prioritize that, right? If that's the question that you ask yourself every day, and you're like, yo, man, I wish I did this, or I wish I had that, or whatever, you answer the question yourself. That's what you prioritize then, right? Now, obviously, a lot of these things are tied to money, right? They're tied to finances. I'm not saying freaking become a millionaire. Ideally, everybody wants to become a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. Ideally, that's like the ideal situation. But that's not reality, right? We're regular, normal people, right? That's the thing. And I know people are going to be like, some people are going to be like, oh, I don't want to be a regular, normal person. Well, you are going to be a regular fucking person when you're 6 feet under. That's the reality. You're going to be 6 feet under. And there's going to be a reality check when, if you're a billionaire, whatever, and you die, you're not taking that money with you. So there's going to be two things that are going to happen. Either the government takes your money, the estate takes your money, or your next of kin, your future generation. And if some people who have deadbeat kids who literally don't know jack shit about the world, they'll inherit that money and still be like assholes, right? That's the reality, man. That's the reality. You gotta look into the reality. You gotta be practical. People, they always look at all these people online. They say, oh, yo, take this course, become a millionaire, become financially dependent, blah, 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 blah. Bro, it's not like that, man. Life does not work like that, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be practical, you know? Anyways, I'm gonna get back to the subject. So, lonely men, you guys are going to become dangerous. I'm telling you this right now. Especially the young lonely men, you're going to become dangerous. You're going to be like, I don't give a fuck. Legit. You're going to grow this attitude, I don't give a shit. Now, you need to control this though at the same time. It's not I don't give a fuck about what people think or what people say as in public setting. So what I mean by this is that you can't walk out with your underwear and be like, I don't give a shit. It's kind of like common decency. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to You need to be dressed appropriate. You need to behave appropriately. Be like a gentleman. Be like a man. You know what I mean? You know, like, have that aura. Do you understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, don't give a shit about what people think. So for example, if you want to start a business, don't tell people I'm starting a business. Let's fucking do it. Start the business. Start your social media channel. Start your YouTube channel. Start your side gig. Whatever you want to do, just do it, man. Don't tell people. There's no need to tell people. And plus, don't. And it's not like, you know what? People don't even give a shit if you start it. People give a shit when you become big. That's when they start knocking at your door and they're like, hey, do you remember me? Hey, what's going on? How are things? Blah, blah, blah. That's when you realize, oh, okay, now you know. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's when you realize, okay, now people are fake. Now people are pieces of shit, right? Realize it from the get-go that nobody cares, right? Like in the movie from A Bronx Tale, you know, when Sonny tells Calogero, you guys gotta watch this movie. Sonny says nobody cares, you know? And that's the thing. Nobody cares, you know? The only person that should be caring is you. You're the person that should be caring. You live up with yourself every day. You get up in your body, right? You know everything about yourself, right? So this is something that you should be comfortable in. You should take this as an opportunity that, hey, I have no one to question to in regards to, you know, no one's gonna be on my ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna build the best version of myself possible, and that's what you're gonna do when, especially if you're in a lonely state. And then when you become alone, which means when you're comfortable with yourself, that's when it's like, okay, things are working now. Things are happening now. I'm good by myself. I'm okay, you know? And that's the attitude you need to have. And last thing I want to say is to the lonely older people, like the 50s, 60s, 70s, you know, my suggestion to you is enjoy your hobbies. Count every day as a blessing that you have health, you're alive. Some people didn't make it. Some people in my life didn't make it either. I had a high school friend that died at 26 in an accident. He didn't make it. Well, I'm 33 now. We had dreams. We all had dreams of becoming certain things and working certain careers and stuff. He died early. So that's what it is, right? There are people that die very early. You know, count every day as a blessing, you know? And I would say that, you know, whatever's working for you, do it. Make sure you keep your fitness in check, your health in check, go for walks, you know, whatever makes you happy, do it, as long as it does not harm anybody or yourself, and do that. And once again, I wish you the best. To all the people that are watching this, to every man that's watching this, I honestly wish you the best. And yeah, that's all I gotta say to that. And Godspeed. Thank you. And please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Want to hear from you guys as well. You know, what you guys feel about being alone or lonely, your experience with that. Even if you guys want some tips, I'll do the best that I can, of course. Now, I'm not some guru or something, but I definitely want to like reach out and be like, hey, you know, you guys are you're not alone. You know, you're not alone in the sense of like, you're not just you against the world. There are people like this, like you out there, right? And just inherit this, embrace it, embrace this time of loneliness. And then when you become alone, meaning you're comfortable with your skin, you're on your various different missions, and you just love yourself and you love your company, and you're cool with even sitting in the car, sitting in the bus, sitting at home, whatever, by yourself, chilling. That's when you know that, okay, I know who I am and I'm comfortable with myself. Anyways, thank you guys once again, and I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.